Welcome back to School of Golf. Rory McIlroy, Henrik Stenson, and more of the top players in the game have turned to Dr. Paul Hurrion for help with their putting. He's currently the putting coach of three-time major champion Padraig Harrington. The biomechanics expert now joins Martin Hall in the Science Center for a cutting-edge lesson.
Thank you, Sarah. Joined by Dr. Paul Hurrion. Thank you so much for joining me, Paul, friend of mine for a long, long time. We've just come back from the Teaching and Coaching Summit where Paul was one of the keynote presenters, and he brought up several fascinating points. So therefore he's on the show, that's why. And one of them, new to me, choice of putter apparently is a rather big deal, yes?
Absolutely. If we're looking, fitting the putter to the individual, the weight, the type of the putter, the face, is it toe hang, offset hosels, there's lots of different variations, but in order to optimize the putter to your particular stroke is really what we're trying to achieve.
And how would you recommend choosing a putter? I think you even said, correct me if I'm wrong, but you even said sometimes the color or the order of the color can affect how someone perceives and aligns to the target.
You've got color, you've got lines, you've got sight lines, all of them play a part visually in how you actually would align the putter at address.
So do you think that to a great degree there would be, well, perhaps not an optimum putter for everybody, but some putters would suit one player much more than they would suit another?
Absolutely. Yeah, I could align one particular putter lovely and we could test. I give the same putter to yourself and you're aiming 2 degrees left.
So putter fitting would be very important?
It's paramount, yes.
Okay, point number 1 from Dr. Paul Hurrion, putter fitting. Really good idea. Now, another thing that you said during your presentation at the Teaching and Coaching Summit was absolutely, well, it was almost mind-boggling. You threw up a graphic on the screen and said the difference between the number 1 player on tour and the number 150th player on tour in putts from 4 to 8 feet.
Correct.
What was the difference from 1 to 150, 4 feet to 8 feet with the putts?
Well, 14% difference in putts hold, and that equates, this is where it gets interesting, 82 putts over the course of the season. So that what I'm saying there is that the player in 150th would actually need 82 more attempts to hold the same number of putts as the guy leading that particular category.
So really, we might say that really being good at that 4 to 8 foot range is vital for low scoring. Isn't it?
It's paramount. I mean, if it's a birdie putt of that range, then wonderful. But it's a sand save. It's a chip and run. If you're in that sort of vicinity and you can hold and you're confident at that 8 foot, the momentum that you can then take from holding that putt onto the next tee, I think is very, very hard to measure.
Which brings me to my point here with putting that I learned from you. The face angle is so responsible for the direction in putting. The amount the face angle is responsible, approximately?
90%.
90% to the point when I was in your studio last year, you said that the path almost doesn't matter. Negligible.
Yes, it will put a little bit of spin on the golf ball as a result, but the face is absolutely paramount into where that golf ball is going to start.
You've just fallen right into my trap, Hurrion. Okay, the face angle. Now, you've never seen any of this, but you're not the only one who invents stuff, you know.
Good, I'm glad.
So the face angle. So what could viewers do at home, the face angle? Well, here's one for face angle. I want your opinion on this, Dr. Paul Hurrion. I went in and got a small corner brace, little metal corner brace here, and I took a bamboo stick, a kebab as we would call it, a kebab I think they call it over here in America, and I put it on there, and it gives me a very good representation of where that putter face is aiming. Like, no like, votes?
It's going to accentuate the club face alignment for sure, visually, absolutely.
So I think for people who spend a lot of time working on their path, something as simple as this, not saying it's 100% accurate, you're a scientist, I get. This might only be 89 degrees to the face, I understand. But at a
pretty good representation.
At a practical level.
Sure.
So if I aim that ball, what do you think about strike balls, by the way, Paul, for practicing?
They give you fantastic feedback. Are we striking the ball with a neutral putt? I.e., is there no side spin on that particular ball?
So as I try and roll one here, I want to know that I'm about aimed in the right direction. How do I look, Doctor?
A little bit left. So
I'm always a bit left. You always tell me that. How am I now?
There you go.
And I'm going to try and hit it with the face reasonably square, best as I can.
Sure.
But something of that nature.
There we go.
Ooh.
And it rolled well.
You need to be my caddy, Hurrion. But that's one way we could practice face angle, because most of the putting tools out there are for path, but that's only 9%.
Yep.
Something as simple as this. Let me show you how simple that is. It's just a corner brace, and all I did was tape it on the face. 100% accurate, no, but very worthwhile. Now, creation number 2. Well, not creation number 2. Here's another thing I think I'd want to talk to you about. I've got here a steel ruler, 48 inches long, actually.
Okay.
And I think there's 2 things I could do with this. You've no idea what's coming next.
I'll stand back.
Yeah, stand back, stand back. Save yourself, boy. One, I could actually just get the sense of aiming, because they're usually a pretty good 90-degree machine cut.
Yep.
I could get the sense, first of all, of just tapping something on the end there and just trying to make that go straight. That would be a fairly good representation.
Sure.
But the reason I think I'm going to help you, hopefully have you aim this, if I aim this in the direction of the hole, please give me some help here.
Yeah, pretty good.
Pretty good. I'm now going to put the ball on top of this metal ruler. I'm not going to put in the little hole there. Why not, Paul?
The ball will jump.
We don't like jumping putting balls?
Absolutely not. And again, this is relevant for it when you're out on the golf course. Sometimes the ball will sit in its own depression, and at the end, it will jump and it will actually skid and up onto the grass.
Yeah, so we want the ball to sort of roll. There is a launch angle, isn't there? A slight launch angle.
Yeah, we're looking between 1 to 2 degrees. Positive launch.
Okay, so I'm going to put my ball there, and I think, in my world, not a science world, I know that, but in my world, if I can aim that ball down that ruler, and I hit it with the face square, I think the ball should roll fairly much along that ruler and go into the hole. Now, this is a pretty stern test. This is going out around the world. My legs have gone wobbly. Oh dear, it's taken me back to my playing days.
Come on.
Can I roll it along that ruler? Gives me a good visual track of where the hole really is, and of course, that looks to the right to me.
Oh dear.
And not too bad, but I did hit it a bit to the right. You could see it actually came off the ruler a bit early. So the implication there would be perhaps the face was a touch open.
Fraction open. But interesting what you said, when you're in posture and actually looking down the line of the rail, that for you it actually appeared a little bit right of the hole.
You mean exactly as you told me in the studio last year when I was with you in Sutton Coldfield, yes.
Absolutely. So
I haven't learnt anything, have I?
But it's very important that, again, when you do a simple drill like this, that you know that the ruler is aligned completely where we want to go, but yet when I'm in posture, I'm doubting myself and I'm thinking, actually, visually, I've got a bit of an illusion, an optical illusion here of where the ruler is actually aiming.
So let's just recap what we've said there, that the 4 to 8 foot range is absolutely crucial. The face angle is huge in determining the direction. It doesn't mean that the face angle will always be aimed at the hole, because not many putts are absolutely flat.
Sure.
But ways to train, you could use a little angle iron there and a kebab stick, and probably a ruler here down aimed about at the hole would give you both some feedback. I don't know whether it's perfect feedback, but some feedback is better than none.
Absolutely. We're trying to create the feedback so that you as the player can start to learn the differences between a putt that goes right and a putt that goes left.
Okay, so let's just finish with one more. Hopefully this one's for you, Paul.
Hang on.
That one was for you, Paul. Thank you for stopping by.
Thank you.
He's a wonderful expert on biomechanics, particularly in